Let's look at salads real quick, all these pre-mades, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't typically go for these. Remember, we've got candied walnuts, so it's gonna have some sugar in it, feta cheese, which is great, and we've got dried apples. We've got a lot of calories in the dressings on all these things. If you eat this entire bowl, it's 360 calories. It's not terrible, right? There are 23 grams of sugars with 12 grams of added sugars. Most of it's in the dressing. One thing you can do is just get rid of the candied walnuts, and it'd be so much better for you, and probably use about half the dressing. These are great. They're just the lettuce base by itself. Then I can quickly add what I want. I can add the seasonings. I can make sure there's no extra like sugary marinades on the chicken. And if I'm doing a ketogenic nutrition blend, I would add some cheese to that. And that way I have it all pre-made, ready to go. I put my dressing on the side and I can measure it out in like 1 or 2 tablespoons so I know exactly what I'm getting. I like kale and I like the baby spring mix. So these are my two kind of go-tos. When you mix these two together, we get a really powerful super greens. It's these things in here that I try to omit from my salads. All these little crunchy things. This is where carbohydrates and sugars hide. Ghrelin, one of the hunger hormones, is going to spike. You're going to be hungry later on. So just keep that stuff in mind when you're looking at these. Always go down, look at carbs, fats, proteins, look at the sugars, look at the sodium. That's going to be a great start for you. This is the one I typically buy because it's a little more than just base lettuce. I've got a little bit of cabbage in here and some little crunchy carrots, so it gives it a little texture when I eat it. This is just a base mix. This is something that I'm going to add maybe steak, or I'll put my eggs on top of. I like to scrambled eggs, add a little salsa on top of that. That's a great no carb breakfast. And when it comes to dressings, I'm such a sucker for Marie's. Remember, nobody pays me or sponsors me, but I am just such a sucker for this. For the most part, everything in here is great. I'm not a fan of the soybean oil, but I still get it anyway. Remember, life's about balance. I typically recommend 2 things. Always protein. Then if you have carbs, keep the fats very low. If you're gonna have fats and go keto, keep the carbs almost 0. All the veggie carbs you want, but no added carbs, no refined carbs, refined sugars, no breads, no croutons, stuff like that. Pick one style and stay with it.